But you have to define the function of your superpowers. That's where it all stands, right? I mean, Spider-Man's Spider-Man without the costume. It doesn't matter. It's not who you say you are. It's what you do. That's the important thing to remember. It's not who you say you are. It's what you do. How many of us, don't even raise your hand because you're going to embarrass yourself, say, I am an author? And then you say that a lot more than when you write. Because what you do is you write. If you write, you are an author by definition of what you're doing. But if you're saying I'm an author, but you're not writing, because I did that for like a decade. I would go and buy all the Writer's Digest books and magazines, and I had tons of them, and I was like, man, someday I'm going to crack this nut. And I was submitting submissions to these magazines saying, I can't wait for one of these magazines to take my work. And then I would do nothing. I would not write anything, and I would just sit around going, I'm a writer, because someday, man, I'm going to break the nut. And I wasn't writing. It turns out you have to do one to do the other. And, you know, there's a lot of our passions you can fake a lot longer than other people's passions. If you say you're a cook but you're not cooking, it's a little more obvious, because if the restaurant nobody's eating, that's probably your fault. But if you say you're, you know, I don't know, I'm a life coach and I'm helping people's lives get better, and you're not doing it, it's pretty easy not to do that one, and most people won't notice for a while, right? Airplane pilot, not as easy to fake. I have a follow-up court date on that. Some of your powers can be things like synthesis. Who in this room is really great at seeing something over here, going over here, and going, oh, I get this. I've got that. You know who wrote an awesome book about that? Andrea Cates, Find Your Next. If you don't remember that, email me, chris@chrisbrogan.com. I'm just going to keep repeating that. It's better than a slide. Find Your Next by Andrea Cates. Great book. It talks about the whole idea of when you can see something in a totally, utterly different vertical. Extrapolation is a great power. You get this much of the story and you figure out that much of the story. That is a powerful superpower to have, extrapolation, because it allows you to figure out models faster. You know, is Apple in the selling computers model business? Oh, no. They're in the figuring out a different distribution model business, right? An iPod, an iPhone, an anything is a device to get you to buy more from the device. It's a new point of sale for wherever. And that it empowers your world is the kind of hook marketing that gets you to keep doing it, right? Extrapolate what the real story is. Another great book for that, which you read but didn't really pay a great deal of attention to, is Freakonomics. The incentive lesson is the lesson to take. If you are sitting here right now vaguely embarrassed, like, oh, I read that, but I didn't know about incentive. I just like the sumo wrestler versus the kindergartner. Incentive is the most powerful thing I have learned in the last handful of years about understanding why people are doing what they're doing. Articulation. Oh my goodness, brevity is a god right now, isn't it? We get these huge, vast blog posts written by really thought-out, well-meaning people that you're never going to read. I saw a 300-page book at the bookstore about why you should read Moby Dick. I'm not going to read 300 pages on why to read a book. I wouldn't read an index card that said that, you know? You know what we have for a problem, too, is short attention. So I was thinking empathy is another power to have. Empathy is so powerful. Here's a super, super secret power. Remember people's names, God damn it. And it happens to all of us. I mean, I've seen Mike Vardy at like 5 conferences in a row, so I'm never not going to remember his name because he just like stalked me. But saying hi to Gene in the front row, this is power, because what happens is they go, oh, I didn't even have to say hi and remind them who I am. Who does that? Like, I hate that feeling when someone comes up to me and says, remember me? We met at Saha. Yes, of course I remember you. You're a human. You're important. Oh my gosh, it's stunning that the bar to entry right now is if you can remember someone's name, you seem like a god. So steal that and use that power, because other people evidently aren't doing it, because then that's why everyone says that. Remember people's names. And if you're bad at it, practice it. And don't be embarrassed. Say, I'm really crappy at names, but I'm going to ask again. Heather? And he'll be like, no, Stan. You know, sometimes it is embarrassing, and I'm like, you know, I'm sorry, but can you just remind me? And he's like, I'm your father. Darth Vader, of course.